My name is Paul Russell, and I'm the president of the Ocean Place Association. The windows and doors in Ocean Place have been a problem case for 10 years, so that this is not a new problem. The discussion of trying to replace them, though, has only been about 2.5 years old. I think we first started by determining whether we could select a process. And we had some experts who were very knowledgeable in installation as well. One of the fellows was from South Carolina, came down and was very instrumental in convincing us that it was possible to do it from the inside. And he felt very comfortable this could be done. When we got closer to trying to pick the right window, we needed to find a window that would also meet the design pressure of the building. That also eliminated a lot of window manufacturers. Well, I think from my point of view, the project's gone very well. I mean, overall, I'm very satisfied with the project. It has had its normal challenges that I think are expected when you start a project. You're not going to have everything designed and done exactly the way it's going to end up. We did a lot of pre-testing before the project started. I think we also were very fortunate to have a good crew here that were willing to look at new ideas, willing to work together as a team, and I think that worked out very well. So from my point of view, the project overall has been outstanding. The start was rocky, as you might expect. I mean, I think that we ended up trying to find the right method to try to take a window out, tried to find the right challenge to put one back in. The challenge was how we're going to trim it, make sure it looks good to the owner when it's finished. All these things were just growing pains, and in building one, we ended up having pretty much a lot of different situations, and we had to resolve them. By the time we got to building 2 and 3, they've just rolled along like very, very easy, because I think we've worked out the kinks and made them move forward. So, you know, overall, I think it's been good with them. And overall, I think the majority felt like we got to get this job done because the windows are that bad and we need to get it fixed. The ones that were hesitant, that had some problems, once they got their windows in, have felt like this was really a good idea and a good job. So I've had no complaints now that the windows are in. The process of putting before, it was a problem, but today I'll be anxious to hear them at the next annual meeting to find out whether there's anyone who is not satisfied. But I think, I mean, a number of owners have come up to me and said, you know, I was a little skeptical before you put them in. Now that I see what you're getting and what we're getting, I think it was really well worth it. So I think overall, having 100% of the windows done, Ocean Place will in fact be a model association in the future. So I would rate your work, the construction and the installing thing was done very well. You were, as a group, very supportive. Individually, personally, you were supportive. At the same time, we were able to get estimates when we wanted it, forecasts, got pricing when we wanted it. We did an awful lot of work together to try to find the best process to do this. I think your effort to get a engineering design that would allow the engineers and the building permits to be done from doing it from the inside was a very important part of the project. So I mean, I think, you know, I'm very pleased with how things went with you. As I said earlier, one of the most important part of this whole process has been the people, and I think that the people have made this process very successful. Especially the cooperation, but especially also keeping things clean and neat. And I mean, we're in owners' units, so we're going in there, putting paper down, plastic down, making sure we're not disrupting anything. There's been a really conscious effort to try to make that clean and easy transition. So I compliment both of them for their efforts in doing that.
Thank you. All right, anything else you want to say?
Well, yeah, you didn't ask me about the manufacturers, but I'm going to answer it anyhow. I will said this earlier, but I'm disappointed in the way the manufacturers started the project. I think that they ended up delivering product here, really didn't support it as much as they should have in the beginning. It took them almost a month to finally recognize that this is pretty big project and they got to get up here. And once they got here and started to see what was going on, then I think things started to turn around. But for that first month, I think Windor and Hurricane both were absent and not responsive to be able to for such a project. So I was disappointed, to be honest with you. I think that some of the problems we had were not necessary if they would have been there earlier and fixed the problems. I guess the other thing I'd like to say is we've also, I think, done a fairly good job in water testing and testing as we go. To me, this is a very important part of the project, is to have some tests run ahead of time after you've installed it, so to make sure that we're not having mistakes later on. And I think we've found a few we've fixed, and so it's been a very important part of the project is having periodic spot water testing to be sure that we're done with things done properly. So that part I'm very proud of that, because I think we need to have that. Doesn't mean we still haven't missed one here and there. We may have a problem, but we've done a lot to make it work. I think having an independent company like Construction Solutions being involved, monitoring the process, it made it easier for the building committee and the county to buy in. It made it easier for us, for me, not to have to worry about the project because somebody else is worrying about it, all the details. So I think that's another part of the success of this. So, and that too has been an area of cooperation rather than an area of confrontation. So.